What's up, guys? Oh man, this place. I haven't talked to you guys in so long, but this place, man, it just makes me smile. I can't come in here and not smile. I'm so happy to be here. I filmed some videos like years ago, and I always film videos. I do. I always film stuff. I've always been like real journalistic and film stuff. I just have been not great with editing and uploading. It's been a whole nother ballpark for me. It's just not what I do. But this shop is like totally come together. Like, it's amazing. I've done so much stuff here. I'm so blessed to have this place. Like, I can't tell you guys how happy I am to have this shop and have all this here. I mean, to some people it's just like whatever. It doesn't seem like much, and when I take pictures of cars in here now, it's like, it's the same thing, the same setting, and even I get tired of looking at the same place. But I built all this myself. It took me years so far, but I have lifts in here now. I mean, this is awesome. I have a pair of lifts right here, like in this shop. Like, I started, like, I know I showed you guys when I first got this place, it had some caging right here and, just the bathroom. And I brought my office over. I had, built it next door, and it wasn't completely done. It was just kind of framed out, and I got the office fully built and installed in here. And, I mean, I worked on the ground in here. I use this place. Oh man, this place was a storage building for a while, kind of, for me. I mean, I had all my cars and all my parts stored in here. I knew the route I was headed. I knew I wanted to build cars forever. It's what I've always done. I've been in and out of storage buildings. It's normal living's been hard for me over all these cars and all this stuff, but I knew that building this shop and doing all this is just the route that I wanted to take and was going to do. And I mean, it's almost surreal to me. Yeah, like, I came from nothing, you guys. Like, I didn't have anything. I used to, when I was trying to film these videos before, I was actually living in a camper with, like, satellite internet that was horrible, using an old laptop. I didn't even have, like, a decent computer build or internet connection to be editing these videos on. And, I mean, I just bought a used old GoPro and had an old laptop and a really horrible connection and tried to edit videos and stuff. I'm glad I did it, because I look back on those videos and I'm like, man, I was in such a bad place then. I can't believe I actually got all that done and got it edited or whatever. And even now, it's been hard for me to, I always film. I film all the time, but I'm usually not in the greatest mood. You can kind of tell on camera, like, I'm not that happy. I'm not in the greatest mood because I just haven't had things set up, and I don't have anything. I don't understand this platform, you guys. Like, this video editing, this talking to you guys, this is all extra. This is all like extra. This is like time away from my family. This is time away from building this shop. I don't have any kind of platform, with you guys. Like, I'm just doing this for fun. And I mean, it is fun. But at the end of the day, like, come on, like, I've got to do something. I've got to make money. I've got to hang out with my family. I've bought a house. I can't even, I'm not going to be able to go into all these details with you guys in this one video. This is going to be a shop update. I just wanted to make you guys a video to give you guys kind of an update on where I'm at with the shop. But my whole life and everything, like, God, everything that's happened in the last 2 years, I don't think of it as being a whole lot, but when I try to speak about it all at once, like, I couldn't catch you guys all up that fast. Let's see, I got married, I have a 4-month-old daughter, I bought a house last year. My house has a shop almost as big as this. All my stuff is in another shop at home. It doesn't have lifts and everything and shop air and stuff. I haven't been able to clone all of my tools. That's expensive. But I do have a whole separate shop and everything. If everything was to just completely, if I got evicted from this place for some bizarre reason, I can take all this home. I can start all this up in my backyard. Like, I would barely skip a beat if I lost this whole location now, because I own a location. And I mean, it's surreal. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to say that. I don't even know how to feel about it anymore. Like, just having this, like, I rented this building, and I'm a freaking business owner now, you guys. Look, here we have lifts. I have a shop. My wife has been painting the wall. She'll finish one day. I just let her do her thing. She enjoys painting. I'm not artistic. I've bolted these lifts down. They're hardwired in. I hardwired them in. I even changed up the wiring for the lighting. I'm gonna change up the lighting eventually. I've done so much in this place. Let's see. I had this PEX line for my outside hose bib. I've installed all hard piping. The shop air is down there. We've got a compressor way down there. That's hard piped all the way down here. The piping is downhill. All the drops are out of the top. This is to try to keep as little water in your system as you can. It's just try to keep the water out of your lines and out of your air. All the water should come here down the line and drain and not go up into those. I'm just trying to keep water out of my tools, you guys. And that is my air horn. I have an air horn doorbell. As long as I'm here and the air is on, there's air to the horn. The doorbell is on a 12-volt power supply, and you hit the doorbell, it trips a 12-volt relay, and this air horn, there's an air horn on the doorbell. It's amazing. It's ridiculous. I guess I should show you guys in this video. I guess I'll have to set it off. It's like 11 o'clock at night right now, but that's fine. We're in the middle of town. So I guess I'll show you guys before I leave. This car, I don't even think I've ever shown you guys this car, like, at all. Like, I filmed it a lot. I film all the time, guys. Like, I always film. I just don't ever edit and upload. Like, I haven't, that you have to build a nice computer, learn editing software, have a good internet connection, be computer savvy and able to sit still and do all that. And you know, it's something I've aspired to and want to do. I plan to be good at it. If you're watching this, I've sat around and done it, but that's not me. I've been going wide open trying to do car stuff and just trying to get this place built and work as much as I can or whatever. Like, I've just learned to kind of be a jack of all trades because I grew up with not a lot and I didn't want to stay that way. I mean, when I first started filming videos for you guys in here, I was living in a camper when I first started filming videos here. I was living in a camper with satellite internet and had an old crappy laptop and rented out one of these storage buildings and started filming. I can't even believe that it was happening. Like, I can't even believe I was getting it done. Now I have bought a house. I have decent internet. I finally built a computer. GPUs are crazy right now. I had to drive hours to buy an old used GPU. I can't afford a brand new one. I bought an old used GPU and a whole computer without a GPU, all for pretty cheap. I've got, let's say, $600 invested in all of it, and I have a decent computer now. I can actually edit on and play games and stuff. That's just not something that was a priority for me forever. Like I said, so we were living in a camper when I first started filming these videos, and my family's in a driveway of some family members, and that got out of control, so we started living here. I was actually living in this building. I have a shower in here. I did everything I could to get this together and put a shower in here. I used to have a washer dryer over here, and I've got this fridge I found on Marketplace. I plumbed a shower in, and once the shower was done, I moved in here. I actually stayed here with my wife. She was my fiance at the time, and we lived here on and off for probably 8 months to a year. My brother let us live with him for a while, and then his landlord kicked us out because of my dog. He was scared of my dog. My brother also has other dogs. My dog is a little intimidating. He's nice, I promise. But yeah, I guess he's a little intimidating, so we got kicked out and we had to come back here. And I don't know how much you guys know about zoning and business and all this stuff, but I mean, this property is considered commercial, and I mean, it's you're not allowed to live here. I can't live here. I'm not allowed to do that. But I just had to do what I had to do to keep all my cars and all my stuff. I mean, everything I had was literally a dozen cars and all kind of parts. This place was full of stuff. I couldn't just go get an apartment or a house somewhere. I'd get evicted from most houses if my stuff showed up. So I mean, it's been really unorthodox for me. I've had a really weird way of being and living that's just made it hard for me to have like any kind of rental property or live in any kind of landlords don't like me. I mean, come on. I have a pile of broken cars and a dog, and it's unorthodox. It's not normal, and it's been a challenge for sure. I've always had a storage building ever since I was probably 17 years old. I've had a 10 by 20 storage building, and that was enough to fit like a good majority of my tools and at least one shell. So one shell, a good majority of my tools have always been in a storage building, and you could actually tie into the light socket to add power, and there's usually a pretty big breaker. I run a welding machine. When I was 17 years old, I was welding off of a light socket in a 10 by 20 storage building. to get done when I needed to get done. I mean, it was when they actually came by and found out what I was doing, they weren't even mad. They were, it was like, we're not even mad, bro. Like, you're what? Like what? Like you're a server or wherever. You're 17. Like you do what? Like they. It was cool. They weren't even mad at me. And now, I mean, I just turned 30. I just turned 30 years old, and I built myself a business. I mean, I have to figure out how to run a business. I don't know how to run a business, you guys. I don't know how to market. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't have a platform here. I don't know how to vlog. I mean, okay, that's stupid. I know how to vlog. I can talk to this camera all day long. I can edit these videos. I don't have a platform on the internet. I don't understand like social media marketing and all that stuff. I'm just not good at that stuff because I don't know. I never cared about that. I don't understand how it all works that well because I don't fanboy after it or anything else. I haven't really figured it out. I actually have neighbors. There's a guy right around the corner that's got like 1 million YouTube subscribers and does car stuff. Like he has a car channel, and they've actually rented out the building next door. They're right next door. They've rented out the building right next door to me. I've reached out to them a few times over the years and tried to get the guy to come talk to me. Like, hey, just come speak to me, yada yada. We'll talk about whatever goals or anything. Like, I can't even. I've never spoke to the guy in person. I'm not gonna keep messaging him. It's just beating a dead horse to me at this point. Talking to you guys really helps me because if you guys are here, then I'll do more. If you guys are here, then I'll feel like I need to work on a car or get something done. But I mean, talking to y'all isn't. I don't know. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff in the shop. I've got these lifts. I bought these lifts myself. I bolt them down. I ran all this conduit to the lifts. I actually redid all the conduit for the lighting too. I redid all of the conduit in here. Like you can see, there's all these tamper-resistant outlets. All those boxes are new. I redid all of that. I redid this over here. This is actually, I've got a spotlight wired in now. The spotlight is on a timer light switch that comes on at night. I guess I could go over the air with you guys. The air is all just 1/2-inch black iron steel pipe with drops. We've got a regulator on the air horn, so I can actually like turn the doorbell down. I can turn the air horn down by regulating it down. This is wide open, unregulated air in case we need like wide open air for any reason. And then, ooh, let me squeeze through here. This is my main regulated air. It goes across here and to that reel, and that'll be the main air I use will be that reel for sure. Like I try to just get rid of all the trip hazards and clean everything up to where, see, I've got the power on a reel now, and I've got the air on a reel, so there won't be cords all across the ground. I actually had the lifts with welding plugs. When I first got the lifts, I just put welding plugs on them because I had a long cord I used my welding machine, and that'd be another cord. So like if you're working, you'd have an extension cord, this really big cable, you know, plugging in the whole lift, and then an air hose, and just trip hazards everywhere, just too much clutter and stuff on the ground. And I finally got all this wired in myself. This air we probably will never actually use much. This is desiccant dried. It's like super dry air. That's just for HVLP. It's just for my spray guns. If I ever paint anything, always paint through that because that's like a really good dryer for painting. Rim clamp is over here. Unregulated air, just air straight to the rim clamp. I want as much air pressure as I can to hold the rim and break the beads. That air needs to be unregulated. So we've got air to the rim clamp, and then my build table is back here now. This is where I do transmission builds back here. I've been rebuilding transmissions and engines. I mean, I haven't been rebuilding transmissions for people. I've done a lot of engine swap outs, but I have been actually tearing transmission down, mostly 4L60s. They're really easy for me. I know a 4L60 in and out now. I mean, I can tear a 4L60 down and put it back together. It's really easy. And those are the majority of what I actually tear into, but I will tear into just about any engine or transmission for the right person or the right car. They're not too difficult. And this is my table back here. I've got all set up. I've got a regulated air here for the table with slinky hoses. These are a pair of hoses. You know, if you have like a 3/8 impact and then a blower, usually you would have like a little 3/8 impact and then a blower. You blow parts off and take stuff apart, put it together, whatever. But there's air right here to use on the table to disassemble and assemble engines and transmissions. And this is the air. The air is back here in the corner, and it's got a hose on it. That's a 3/8 crow's foot tip hose. So the hose is like bigger than the piping, so there's no restriction in the air pressure at all through the crow's feet or through the 3/8 hose. And then we've got a 1/2-inch filter. This is probably the most restrictive thing of the whole system, is this 1/2-inch filter. And that filter filters everything. It's not any kind of, it's not a regulator, so we're still running full pressure in the lines. You try not to regulate the air until right before it hits the hose, just for the best flow. But you want to filter everything as much as you can. So there's a filter before the air even hits the lines. And yeah, I love the air setup. The air setup is really nice. Obviously, like, I'm clearly like a nerd about this stuff. Like, I mean, you could just you could just hook a line or, you know, something straight into the compressor and it would work, but it puts water all in your tools and it's inconvenient, and you keep having to drag hoses out and get them all across the floor and stuff. And I love the workflow of having good air, like that reel right there. I can't tell you how much that reel means to me. Just having the air on a reel, I can drag this down, boop, boop, boop. I can work, I can put this back up, and it's gone, and that'll be everything. That'll be almost all of my air usage. I'll drag that reel down, and then I won't even realize I'm using the air anymore at the build table now, because you have the slinky hoses. So you just use the hoses, and like, you hardly even, like, it's so convenient. Like, you don't have all these hoses everywhere and all this stuff jerk across the floor. I love it. Oh, I'm lollygagging now. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see, what can we talk about? Yeah, we'll go back to the electrical. I did all this. I put in the switch for the fan. The exhaust fan's now hardwired in with a switch. There's some outlets here, new temp resistant outlets here for my fridge. I love this welding machine. I'm not the best with it, but it has been a blessing. It is a great machine. It'll make a good welder out of anyone. I built the office. I think you guys have seen some of the office, because yeah, I built the office in the last shop. I just didn't get it fully built. I drug it over here like on some skateboards and rollers, because right after I got the office built, this shop came open, so I had to move right after I got the office built. And yeah, I like brought the office over here on like some skateboards and rollers and stuff. And I don't think I showed y'all that, but I showed all the office here, and it's fully finished now. I've actually got it kind of trimmed out, put flooring in it. Oh, the paint. Oh, the paint. So my wife was actually here when I did this, and I was so confident, and I was painting. I thought I was touching up the paint, and I was so confident in my touching up. When I looked at it, I said something like, what did I say? I looked at this and I was like, I sure hope that, dries and darkens up to match. And my wife kind of looked at it and she was like, that's never going to match. That's white paint on top of beige. Like, you don't think that's the same color, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Of course, you just watched me do all this. And I had so much confidence in putting this paint on the wall that my wife didn't even question the fact that it was blatantly a different color. I didn't realize it was a different color. I really didn't. Like, to me, when it's wet, I thought that was going to darken up to that. Now looking at it, I guess that's white and that's beige. It is pretty obviously different now that it's dried, but I was really dumb. I came in here and did a bunch of touch-ups with the wrong paint. So now I've got to repaint this office room. But I mean, it's still nice. It's still nice. I did all the sheetrock. I textured it. I've now trimmed it out. I built this little desk in this corner. The desk is kind of trimmed out. I still need to do a little bit of touch-up. There's a futon here, because you can sleep on a futon. The trim at the bottom. This is the shower I built. I built this shower completely here. Finally got the trim in here a little bit. New mirror. Hey guys, look at yourself. Yeah, and there's a mirror back here. I was told not to do this, but here, do it anyway. I was told not to look at those mirrors straight at each other. It's like a bad thing to do or something. I don't know.